gyan and information and stuff, and sometimes it creates a lot of panic as well, because when we are not questioning the news out there, we are literally bombarded every morning with stuffs like shortage of beds, shortage of Ramadeswar, shortage of the medicines, shortage of the vaccines. Today we have a news that COVID platform has crashed. People are not able to get through the registration process for the vaccination. So of course, the situation is not the situation we had ever hoped for. But how are we doing is very important. How are we making the most of this situation? What is the strength that's coming from our own self? We have kind of faced our strengths, we've faced our weaknesses during this period. And if you're with me in the chat, could you write yes if you did face yourself coming up strongly, or moments when you were numb or did not know what to do? So I can't see the chat box. If you could help me with this, Abhirup.
So chat will be beside your participants. Show conversations.
Pranav,
Okay.
Pranav, you
Just
might
a
have to lead a little bit on the side, like
The
guiding,
first option on the menu system you are saying.
right, right, right. Okay. I'm too used to Zoom, so please, I apologize, but I'm
Good. So I
trying
give
to.
you an opportunity to work on a different platform.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's good. It's always good to understand and learn new things. Okay. Yes, fine. I do get to see the chat. So if you all are with me and you faced what we just spoke about, the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys during the 2020 and 2021 period, write a yes in the chat box so that I know how many of you are actually with me. Okay. I'm sorry. See, if I open one window, the other one disappears. So I think, Abhirut, if you could tell me exactly how many people have written that
Yeah,
yes, the
I think
it's coming in.
all of them have shared yes in the chat. Okay, I'll help
Oh,
you with the chat. So I'll
thank you.
put your
Thank you very much.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
because we don't
yeah.
have breakout rooms and I'll have to do this.
Right, right, right,
Okay. So, friends, the world is changing. I am Shrija Jhawar. Abhirup has already introduced me to you. I do a lot of work with the mind, emotions. I am a psychotherapist, NLP practitioner, and a past life regression therapist. I use a lot of hypnotherapy in my work. And during the 2020, we had too many cases of anxiety being coming to us. And as a mental health worker, I was working for it, for which I was recognized by the one of the companies who were kind enough to nominate me for the Global Choice Awards, and I finally got it. So, uh, thank you very much, Abhirup, once more, and the Rima and Pranav for having me here. Okay. Now these are the headings right now that we were going through, and I was seeing that we have already touched 3.6 lakh new cases in the last 24 hours. Of course, you're filled with all this news out there. We have oxygen shortage, we have hospital beds shortage, and the questions that come to our mind is, what was the government doing? Why weren't we prepared for something like this? What was happening to the medical facilities, and what is happening now, right? So these are the questions definitely in the minds of everyone today, and it makes us feel uh, vulnerable. It makes us feel like a victim at times. It makes us angry as a youth voice of today. It really makes us angry. It makes us feel like a rescuer. Some people are literally acting as heroes and they're rescuing. I just heard there was a beautiful news about empathy uh, yesterday, that an 85-year-old guy gave away his bed to a 40-year-old man for survival. He died while the other one survived, and because of the shortage of bed. So we have news like that also coming in. So people are assuming the roles of what they have been. Like if they were anxious and nervous kinds, it has increased. If they were pessimists, it has increased. If they were optimists, they are spreading it out there. They're trying to hold strong. If they were vulnerable, they become victims. So this has really intensified our emotions. And if we don't pause and question and stop and literally take stock of where we are today, we might just get lost. And that is the worry. And so these programs definitely ask you and help you to question. If you could just scan this barcode, or I could also put it in the, just a sec. I could put this in the chat. Just a sec. Okay. Can people scan the barcode and go there?
Can you put it on the chat box or let me type it?
Yeah, I'll just do that. Oh, I'll just do that. Okay.
Do you have a code?
Yeah, I was able to scan it.
Okay, great. So I want you to just fill it there. Okay. And I will
If
also.
anyone has any issue with that, please let us know. But it's easy to scan.
So
Okay.
I have also shared the link in the chat box.
Okay. Thank you. Let's try that. Okay. So just fill that in and let me know how are you feeling really before we get to know you. So
So all of you can click on the link or scan the.
okay, I have started getting in the answers. Wonderful. I am loving the honesty with which you people are answering. Great. We have got some answers here, and I will present the screen to you all. Quite a wonderful thing. One thing opens up, the other one vanishes.
Yeah, so you have to unshare and share, like. Same.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Right. Abhiroop.
Pranav, there must be a way this can happen parallelly, right? Share and chat. Are you aware of it?
Okay. Like in Zoom, I know, but just.
So unshare and just share the other screen. Should be same.
Yeah, I know.
Should not be a problem.
So you want to basically share the something else on your computer, correct?
Yes. I'm not able to
instead of doing
unshare.
all these,
Yeah.
no, just do one thing. One second. I'll just share something so that it will. Your screen
No,
will
I
go
got it. I
away.
got it. Oh, I got it. I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just got it.
Share the first option. Share the first option that will share the whole screen instead of a PowerPoint.
Oh, I got it.
So that
Okay.
whatever
is on my
whatever
screen.
you do, we all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. So this is the situation right now with all of us right now in the room. So I can see some 21 people who say, one says very honestly, can't say, right? Okay, but tired. Yeah, that's the situation which most of us are facing. That we are somehow going through the situation, but we are now really tired. And thanks for answering this. And some have said that, well, okay, 7 people have managed to be okay with the situation. And the 3 who have honestly said, I would like to applaud for you guys. Yes, if you're not okay, you're actually owning up to the fact that you're not okay. And yes, there are some people who are feeling apathetic. They're feeling numb with the situation. They don't know whether they're okay or they're not okay. And it's really important for them to also check with their psyche, like what exactly is happening to their emotions and why the numbing has come in. So that is one point. Thanks for the share. Let me go back to my PPT. Okay. So before we get into the program, we've understood the mindset of our, what we are going through right now, each one of us and in the room. Now I want you to take just 2 minutes and if you there's no breakout room, so I would like you all to just take 2 minutes to introduce yourselves. Like, this is for the introduction of each one of us. And what do you say? You say who you are, what you do in the company, like what you bring to the company, and what is it that you're okay with, not okay with, or what is it that you would like to bring a change in? Be it your emotions out there, what kind of role are you assuming? Are you assuming a role of mere observer who's tired, or are you literally have gotten involved and now you feel anxious about your health, or are you okay and you're kind of waiting patiently for things to change, or are you feeling numb? Why are you feeling numb? So let's talk about it. This is very important. So I can see you all as I have now. Can you people see whatever my screen is, right? Right. Okay. So let's begin. Uh, who starts? I think Abhirup, why don't you start? Abhirup, you're muted.
Okay, I'm Abhirup. I run a company called Grip Consultant. I'm also the HR advisor of 5DVDC. And well, 2020 was okay. Managing 2021 repeat cycle, not okay. So that's my take.
True.
Yeah.
So what are you waiting for, Abhirup, and what is it? So let's set a standard so that everybody speaks with that honesty. What is it that you're looking forward to, and what is it that you just can't wait to get over with?
See, really not waiting for. See, it is acceptable that this thing is going to stay. So that's okay. And what we have kind of comes with. But the other stuff should work in parallel to whatever we are facing with. I think that's where we are struggling a bit, and that's what it's actually very frustrating. So, yeah, so if things work parallelly, it's better. Obviously, this virus is going to stay, that is understandable, but then we need to need the arms and ammunitions to fight that, which we are not. We are more in the receiving end. That's where the trouble is.
Okay, great. So who's next? Who's coming up next?
Just call out names.
Okay, so Pranav.
So I'm Pranav. I'm the founder owner of the company. As far as COVID is concerned, I think I've accepted it now. That's the way of life. And yes, it has an impact from an external point of view, not within me, that I cannot control the clients and the projects and the external means, right? I mean, so, but I think we are past, I mean, we are almost at the top of the peak of the curve if we have not reached the curve, I mean, reached the peak. And we will start going on the other side of the mountain, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know if we are started or not, but we are almost there. Another 1 or 2 months, I don't think this is going to last long. If it lasts long, things are going to be much more worse. So I don't think it's going to last more than a month.
Great.
I mean, COVID will be there, but not in the current state.
Right. Okay. Taking it from there, Reema, what do you say?
Hi. So I'm Reema. I am the co-founder of the company. I take care of the HR. I mean, now mostly Abhirup that does it, but HR, admin, and being a Jill of all trades in a sense. So in terms of COVID, I have to say honestly, the second wave has shaken me a little bit. The whole exercise of us having to close the office again and all did affect me a little bit. However, I am glad that we were able to do a smooth transition within 2-3 days. Our team is very resilient that way. They're very strong. People have resumed it. I'm glad that people are at least in their safe places right now and able to contribute in their way. I'm happy that my parents and Pranav parents have been vaccinated with both the doses. So yes, but definitely this time I am I'm not at so much ease as last time in terms of the situation that is happening outside, and the possibility of, say, somebody contracting the sickness, because mainly because of the system health infrastructure not fully functioning right now.
Equipped, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
So
yeah,
there's a lot of fear that you do feel,
that
right? There's
scares
a
me,
lot
but
of
there's a
anxiety.
lot of I mean, this has also made us all a little more conscious about us and our surroundings, and know our strengths as well. So I think that's the positive thing, and I'm very sure that we are going to overcome it. Vaccine results are positive. It is slowly going to build strength and immunity in the whole community. So I'm sure it will be better in the coming times. We just have to go through it.
Great. So I will take a few more names, but I would want them to be quick and introducing yourself and what exactly are you going through. So Rujuta, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, hi. Yeah,
Hi.
hi. This is Rujuta, and I work here as a beam manager or a coordinator, you call. Degree-wise or professionally, you call me, I am an architect, and it's been great working here. So I'm a person who can choose okay but tired because it's been crazy. I have a 2-year-old toddler. I have
Hmm.
elder in-laws. I have a husband who is into a pharma line. So I get a lot of negative things every day, like not what is seen on the news, but the actual scenario,
The
what happens
insights,
because
yeah, exactly.
yeah, because he is always there. Like he was working in 2020, he's working now also every single day. So it's not that very great emotionally. 2020 went, it's okay. ठीक है, सबको ही हुआ था. 2021, I had a bit of hope that, I might be able to step out and go out. And, with the toddlers, it's really difficult. Growing
Hmm.
toddlers. So it's been
True.
a crazy ride. Work from home, being with the toddler, and, just managing things. Plus the elders
Hmm.
who are like highly prone to this. And already we had a patient of COVID in our
Right.
house earlier.
Hmm.
So okay, but tired, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Each one of us have kind of lost somebody or heard of somebody who's lost. We have seniors to take care. We have kids here. So yes, indeed, we all are in the vulnerable zone somewhere. It's good that you are acknowledging it and understanding it to the level that you also said that emotionally it is draining. Right.
Yeah.
So, Saurav, what do you feel?
Uh, uh, Hello, my name is Shurab Ganguly. I'm an architect. Uh, like this, with the first wave, I understood like it's a pandemic and all. As far as the second wave is concerned, it's like a mystery. Well, I have not yet like exactly what is happening, why is happening. Like it does not make logical sense to me.
Right.
Okay, what happens 1 year back I could understand, but 1 year later how it happened, I don't know. Means for that it's stop. Like हुआ है बाद में देखा जाएगा क्या हो रहा है ठीक है. For me
So
that's that. Like stop.
that you see there's a non-acceptance coming in, because what exactly the question everybody wants to ask. There is anger in people, whether they say it or not. The why we are going through it on and on. Some people have started putting in stories of scams and stuff, but we do not know. Mithu just said that pharma line people who are in the health sector, they're actually knowing the real insights, which are even more gruesome. So yes, there's a lot of tension, a lot of skepticism. Manoj, what do you feel?
Hello, I'm
Yes.
Manoj Das. I'm a diploma architect and my role is BIM coordinator. I choose honestly, the situation is not okay for me. Actually, I don't know how will be the next day because I have to go out of home for many reasons with protection, but the people around us are not maintain the proper guidelines.
Right. True. Yeah, you have pointed
Right.
out the right things actually. Thank you, Manoj. Can we
Thank you.
move to Polumi? Is Polumi with us? Or else we can move to Pinky.
Hi, myself Pinky Saha.
Yeah, hi, Pinky.
But hi, myself Pinky Shah. I work with their for remodeler. रिसेंटली जो हो रहा है ये इसका बाद बहुत टैड फील हो रहा है क्योंकि हम जब घर से बाहर जा रही हूँ उसके बाद भी सारे प्रोटेक्शन लेके जा रही हूँ तब भी मेरे को वो डर लग रहा है कि कहीं से भी ये वायरस अटैक हो सकता है बट ये
Right.
डरने का हाँ ये डर डर की मैं बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेट मैंने बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेट हो चुकी हूँ
True.
ये डरने का चीज नहीं है बट वो तब भी आ जाता है ये वाला चीज
Right. Thank you for sharing your fear with us, Pinky. And I just saw somebody switching on. Just a sec. Sabyasachi, why don't you give in your intake? You're muted. You're on mute, sir.
Yeah, sorry. Hi everyone. My name is Sobhasati Chaudhary. I'm working here as a VDC manager, and by education, I am a civil engineer. Currently, we are facing a pandemic situation since 2020, and basically, I pick okay situations in your options. Actually, we have to adjust ourselves whatever is going surrounding us, and I think we have to take some patience for next 8 to 10 months in future for overcome these situations, and we have to overcome these tough situations. Uh, Ultimately, end of the this pandemic situation, we hope that we will regain our previous goals or positions or whatever it is. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Sabyasachi. So, as you are listening to each one, do you realize that either we are towards something or we are away from the pain? If you listen to yourselves, you will see each one have thrown in this little thing that either, like Sabyasachi said, I'm looking towards, I'm having the patience because I'm looking forward to a day when things will be all right. But there are some people who say that we're frustrated with the pain and suffering that we're seeing each day, and we want to just move away from it. So this is how we look at life. Either we're running towards something, or we are moving away from something. Neither of it is really I'm not putting it into judgmental brackets, whatever works for whoever. But you have to see that which aspect, which, attitude takes you forward, takes you towards productivity, takes you towards, recognizing your own inner strengths, or which one actually puts a lid on you, like you can't take it anymore, makes you even more frustrated. So it's a thought that generates more thoughts, as we can see, and only by changing a little bit, fine tuning it, we're going to change the whole thing. So I cannot take all of your things, but I'm going to share the presentation as we move forward. There'll be opportunities for each one to speak up and, share whatever you're feeling. So let me share the slide again. Yeah. So what do you see this one is? I want you to be like, just unmute yourself and talk, right?
F1.
So, yeah, what is it? Sorry, Sabyasachi?
F1 Gravity.
Yes, and what is happening in the, how much time they are given?
Basically, this is a pit stop time snapshot.
Yes.
It is actually hardly taken 15 to 25 seconds maximum to take pit stop.
It's
and
given 2.4 seconds. 2.4 seconds stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
But basically, this is a very much strategic policy which will decide pit positions or pole positions, whatever it is.
Yes. And also, this is the only time when whatever, they have to make good of anything, in the car, in the way the racer is facing a trouble or something. This is the time to fix it in just 2.4 seconds. So each, the tire and everything, there is one person for each part of the car, if you can see. And this is like a kind of a pause for this racer who's actually moving in speed, has no time really to pause for a second, but he has to stop for 2.4 seconds to regenerate, to get refueled, and go back in the race. So if we see that, if we see this Alpaviram, this pause that we're going through as a pit stop for us, what is it that we can fix? This is a real good time. I know 2020 also went by in this reflection, and we've been given some extra short pause, again here. And we need to fix some mindsets. We need to check on the emotional intensities. We have to fix and fine tune our own selves, our company, the roles that we play. How are we actually moving forward from here? What is coming up next? So I want you to, just give me the qualities that come to your mind that can, that looking at this picture, gives you, like Sabyasachi just said, that it is the time to kind of fix things, or, strategically place ourselves. So strategy is one thing that I see coming through. What else? A teamwork coming through. What else do you think? Just unmute yourself, or you could put it in the chat. But then for the chat, I think, yeah, once again, the chat.
It's also the pause about going forward, right?
Yes,
it's a
Pranav.
continuous momentum forward.
Yes, momentum forward. So it's like, obviously the car is never gonna go back from here. It's only gonna go forward. So if it's stopped, it's halted here. This is the moment. It's still in the momentum, but it's halted here just to move forward. So again, our forward-thinking approach. But what else? What else can this car gain? So what is it that you see coming through this picture? As in, what should the team players here have in them to make good of this Alpaviram, to make good of this short pause? What is the quality you can see through that will make good of this pause? Anyone? The managers and the team players. What do you feel? Anybody? What do you think the team players are doing here? You can put it in the chat if you don't want to unmute yourself.
Ma'am, it's like people are doing their own planned job in the perfect timing.
I like that, Mithu. Really wonderful. In the perfect timing, they are given their roles, their jobs, and they are sticking to it. And they are making sure that they are doing their job. That's so important. That you, when you have a time, which is when you're in pause and something is in momentum, you stick to your role, you take that responsibility 100%, and you do it no matter what. At this point, you don't think about what are the emotions that are going through, because it is the pause for something big to come. And that is important to understand with time. When a time comes to a standstill, it's not that we just let go of our roles and get involved and consumed by emotions. We rather prepare and get more into the roles that is assigned to us and take that responsibility. So wonderful, Mithu. Thank you. So your responsibility, you actually get to know what is the ability, not responsibility, but what's my ability to respond to anything that's happening around me. You suddenly start prioritizing. You must have seen in this past 1.5, almost 1 year and some months, we have actually started prioritizing. We are living in compartments, whether with the family, with the kids, with the work, with the additional work, and with the meetings and the office. Everything, the world has kind of shrunken to a desk or to a place where we are right now. And we are literally prioritizing our time. We are valuing the time currency now more, because we know we have a lot to do. We cannot really escape anything. Whatever is there is there. Teams have been cut short in some places. There have been a lot of changes in the economy. So we are literally now valuing the time currency. We are understanding that, how when the patience runs out, what happens to our emotions and how we get consumed. We start focusing on the right thing at the right time. If you see at the pit, they are literally in a complete focus, in a complete flow, right? So this is what we also understand. When we start focusing, when we know that time currency is valuable, we start focusing on the right thing at the right time. And we are part of the winning and losing. So you're part of the winning and losing of this car, this racer, of this company that you're in. So you are part and parcel of the winning and of the losing. So you do understand that what a beautiful, what an important role we all play when it comes to working together in whatever scenario, and especially when there is a pause, that's been put somehow. So, and you prepare to support. So this is one thing that I feel, this particular thing, this is kind of the impression that has come to us with the 2020 and now the 2021, that, a woodsman was once asked, what would you do if you had just 5 minutes to chop down a tree, a whole big tree, just 5 minutes is given to you. What would you do? He said, I would spend the first 2.5 minutes sharpening my axe. Let us take a few minutes here, let us take this particular pause, this alpa viram, to fix ourselves emotionally, sharpen our axe, be that, be in that pit stop where we are playing the roles strategically and with responsible roles, that we are playing. We are part of something bigger. So let's understand that right now. Yes, of course, we are going through a valley, but valleys mature leaders, right? Mountains inspire, no doubt, but valleys are the ones that will mature you. And Winston Churchill, if you know his life story, you know that he had gone through a lot of valleys and a lot of, mountains. It's very interesting to read such stories because they take you out. So now let's pause here and do a little exercise with me before we dive into the 5 points that we are going to take away from today. Abhirup, we have some time, right? You just tell me about that.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so I want each of us to close our eyes for this exercise that we're going to get into, right? As I've written here, it's time to inhale hope and breathe out also hope in the world. Not breathe out your hopelessness in the world, but breathe hope into the world. It needs all that, because what hopelessness does is it ruins even a good plan, right? Even if you would want to, want to move forward, hopelessness will become the chain, that drags you down. It puts you there and it creates even more such nuisance in the world. At least now we all understand that we are collective. So one person, whatever that person feels, is having a ripple effect on all the other people. So it is very important for each one of us to feel that hope together. You're okay doesn't make a difference until everybody else is okay too. Because either the negativity will pull you or a positivity will, kindle a flame in their hearts and remove the darkness. So it is important for all of us to start feeling the hope that we have to now breathe into each other too. So keeping that in mind, I would want you all to just rather let's do a 5-minute standing meditation. This is a very beautiful meditation. I want you all to take just stand wherever you are. Don't worry about the cameras, or because I'm not any which ways looking at you guys, right? So stand wherever you are. Hold on to the chair in front of you, if you can. And close your eyes. Once you're standing, hold on to something so that when you're standing and you're, kind of in the state, maybe you start feeling a little, movement in your body, or maybe not. But whatever it is, just make sure that you have something to hold on to. Great. Close your eyes and take a relaxing breath. Just tune into your breathing for a few moments. Feel the lifting and falling of your belly. Completely mindful of this moment and only this moment. Remember, this is the 2.4 second pit stop. This is the only moment you have. There's nothing ahead of it or behind it. This is your moment. Just pay attention to your body, to your stomach. Focus simply on the feeling of having your feet on the ground and of breathing. If you find it hard to focus, you can silently repeat with every breath, I know I'm breathing in, and with every breathing breath out, every exhalation, say, I know I'm breathing out. It's simple, right? So you're just going to say to yourself, I know I'm breathing in with every inhalation. I know I'm breathing out with every exhalation. So that you know that you are breathing and your body is, and your mind, of course, is going here and there. But bring it back by saying this with every breath. This is the time when you allow any emotion to be in the room with you. Do not focus on them, but let that emotion be in the room with you. Be it frustration, as some of you said, fear, as some of you said, anxiousness, tiredness, stress, hope, or anything, even positive, resilience. Just let that emotion, just observe that emotion. Let it be there in the room with you. When your mind wanders into thoughts and stories, gently and kindly bring it back to focusing on your breathing and on the feeling and experience of your body standing still. Try to be still as a statue, right? In childhood, we used to play that, right? So let's play it with us, ourselves. Take few deep breaths. Be gentle with yourself. Keep bringing back your mind to the here and now, and just keep feeling the inhalation and exhalation. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to go and do immediately. This moment is just you and your breath, and you're standing. You've slowed down more than you might know. You've actually slowed down in this moment. Standing brings our bodies and minds into alertness. It is an excellent way to recharge your batteries even during the work. And you just stand and you say, I'm inhaling and I'm exhaling. And as you do that, I want you to now start giving yourself a beautiful suggestion. I am okay as I am what this moment demands me to do or be. I'm here and now. I'm prepared for this moment. And from each moment to the next, I am only present in that moment. Completely, fully in this moment. As I say, stay true to this moment. Hope embraces me. God's love or cosmic power embraces me. And I know this moment is all where life is. And I'm okay with it. Let's keep repeating this for 3 times before we take another 3 breaths. I'm okay. And I'm here and now. I'm okay with this moment as I pause and experience my body. Here and now, I fill myself with hope. And as I exhale, whatever I say in the world out there will also bring in hope and positivity to others, mental strength to others. Because we are collective, we are one. With this, take 1 or 2 breaths. You may release the hold on any chair or anything and stand freely. Breathe with a sigh. And then open your eyes and be seated in your chair. great. So with that, how do you feel now? Any one of you?
Abhirup Das says superb.
Yeah.
Ijaz, you want to say something?
Yes. You can unmute yourself. Yeah.
Manoj says recharged.
Okay. Thank you, Ijaz. I got your chat. Thank you. Thank you, Reema. Yeah. Recharged. Okay. And we
Nikhil,
have one.
Neha, you want to say something? Oh, we're getting a lot of responses. That's nice.
Yeah, thank you. So good that you at least did it. And yes, this is when we are back in the moment, we definitely feel recharged and we feel relaxed. The only point is that our mind keeps us either in the past or in the future and makes us anxious or fearful. So if we just bring ourselves back in what is, like the pit stop, remembering that image in your mind, and be here and now and what's expected of me, and just do it and let it go, what, and keep bringing in this positivity out there. So what you need to do is you need to be proactive rather than reactive. I hope you can see the screen, right? So you need to be more proactive. So what do I mean by proactive? It is like, of course, you're in this moment, you're halting and you're pausing, and you're preparing yourself for whatever happens. Like we are taking all the precautions for coronavirus. Similarly, we are doing everything that we can in this pause, in this break, to readjust, refix, realign ourselves with our goals and our plans, and be at it honestly, and just walk the paths. So that is like being proactive rather than waiting for something. The economy is falling down and then waiting and then reacting to it. We rather be prepared for it. What you could best do is work out with a mask. You can't really do anything about the coronavirus hitting you. What you can do is take the vaccination. That's all, and help yourself in boosting your immunity by giving more impetus to your health. This is what you need to do. This is what we all are now expected to do. We need to boost our immunity, then cry over things that are not working out there in the world. The world may have a lot of toxins, but you need to prepare that nectar within you that can fight the toxins. So that is very important, right? So I'm giving you, sharing with you something very important, which we need this in this particular time, in this space, which is move out of the drama triangle to the winner's triangle. This is so important. We do it unknowingly. We either become the perpetrator. The government should not be doing this, and why this is not like, even we all hear ourselves getting angry, why things are not moving, why things are not working. So we become the perpetrator. We sometimes we start, we're doing nothing, but we're just complaining. And when we become the complaint box, it kind of multiplies and multiplies, and it goes on and on. So you need to be, of course, you need to be honest and say, oh, wait, pause in this moment, I am angry, I'm not happy with the system, but I'm not gonna put this as a blame out. I'm not gonna create more toxic situations there. I'm going to look into the solutions that are being created. I'm going to look at the people who are doing it and probably vote right. So I'm going to be more alert and active citizen. Now that I realize that it's a collective, field, one thing affects the other. And because if I don't want to be at the receiving end of the domino, I better choose well. So I rather not just sit and be the perpetrator, rather do something about it. I don't want to be the rescuer. Please don't be the rescuer. Don't try and be the real, the heroes who want to fix it all. Because sometimes we are caught up in the drama triangle because we try to be the rescuer. Rather, be caring, be concerned, do what you can do, but don't try to be the rescuer and the hero, like, something. And what happens is when we try to do that, we often don't have the needed capacities or abilities to do it, and we screw it up. And because of the ego, we don't even want to step down of the hero role. So sometimes that is not working for anyone. So you got to see if you are in the drama triangle, caught up somewhere. Don't be the poor me. Whenever you catch yourself being the poor me, lift yourself up, say, I am affected, I'm vulnerable. Of course, I'm vulnerable. Accept your vulnerability. But don't stay in the poor me state. Don't be a crybaby on it. So it's very important to walk out of the drama triangle, because what happens is, in this bargain, you lose your respect. When you are either the perpetrator, blaming for finding fault, when you're trying to be the rescuer all the time, you've seen in three people fighting. I mean, all of us have gone through that somewhere in the house when there's conflict. You'll see one person playing the rescuer, one person playing the perpetrator, and one person playing the victim, and you will see the roles changing. Suddenly the victim becomes angry and becomes a perpetrator. Suddenly the rescuer, so they keep, it's a vicious circle. Once you get caught up, you get caught up. And the moment a wise person out in the three realizes I'm caught up in the drama triangle and he decides to walk out, he is stepping into the other triangle, which is the winner triangle. So instead of being the perpetrator, be assertive. Stand for yourselves. Take care of yourself. As I said, impugn yourself rather than fighting the toxins outside. Get into your best health zone. This is the time to work on it. It's time to work on mental health and physical health. So get more assertive in every which way. Be the caring and compassionate person. Have the empathy for other person. If the person is scared or fearful, make sure you lift that person, but not as a rescuer. Just out of concern, because you know your collective strength, right? And vulnerability. Awareness to identify feelings without judgment. So you understand, as I said, there is an emotion in the room with you. Recognize the emotion, but don't stop and judge the emotion. Let it pass. Emotion, energy in motion. The moment you move, let it move, it will pass. The feelings don't stay. In a moment you may feel bored, in a moment you start feeling interested. So this is how our mind is. So don't get caught up in the emotions, okay? So this is the winning triangle. It gives you a lot of respect wherever you are, be it home, work, wherever. So whenever you find yourself complaining too much, step back in the moment and say, I can be vulnerable, I'm allowed to be vulnerable, but I cannot judge my emotions. I cannot just be in the state, in the poor me state. Let me do something about my own self. Let me be assertive. Let me be caring. Self-care or others' care. It comes in, right? It's a package. So this is what you got to do. It's very important to understand your why you're doing what you're doing in this, like in life, how you present yourself every day. What is it that respect is basically the byproduct of being out of the drama triangle and in the winning triangle. So it is very important in these days, in the pandemic situation, I'm seeing most of the people are caught up in the drama triangle. And it's so important to move out of it. And it is really vicious, 2021 especially, because it's the second time it's really trying our patience. And it's very important to keep being in the winning triangle. And we're going to move out, as Pranav said. It's a phase. It's going to move out. They're all going to move towards the sunshine. But for that, we need to, at least what will come out of it is that you'll know where you are. You know where you ought to be. You know what is more important and what is not. So on the other side, we'll meet a new, personality. A new person will walk in. So as we were talking about hopes, and we were talking about stuff. Here comes two stories. Very interesting. When we are away from something and when we are towards something. So Lance Armstrong was a racist, a cyclist, okay, and he would race, and he was one of the best in that, and American. And he said, I like to win, but more than anything, I can't stand this idea of losing. See, he wanted to walk away from any loss. He could stand the idea of losing any race. And because to me, losing means death. And if you see how his story turned out to be, he was, thrown out of the whole, thing because of the doping, because of drugs. He also went through cancer. He came fourth when he tried to do it again. And finally, he's got lost. He's nowhere. Because he wanted to win so badly. Not because he wanted to win really, but because he was always away from bracket. He wanted to run away from the pain. And this is a biased thinking. We'll just come to that bias that is there in our thinking pattern. Somebody says 90% इसमें fat free है ये, but कोई बोलेगा 10% fat है इसमें. We'll always choose 90% fat free. It's the same, right? But we always want to move towards pleasure, away from pain. This is the tendency that we all have, and we don't really, what we need is no judgment, and we need to perceive the situation by stepping out of the situation, not getting lost in it. Now there is this guy. I've met him. He's extremely impressive. This guy's name is Sam Cawthon. He's a dancer. He was a dancer before he lost his arm and his leg in one of the accidents. And in the hospital when he was recovering, and he's got, these, the limb had to be transplanted with some robotic limbs, and there's a term, I'm forgetting it. But, what has happened with him is that he wrote a book called Bounce Forward. He said, I'm never going to go dance, I can't dance really, but I'm going to change my life to what I can do with myself now. And he completely changed his own thing. He's one of the topmost speakers in Australia, and he's won lots of Edupreneur awards. He has a speaking institute. He literally learned to play guitar with this arm, and he is doing a fab job with his life because he moved towards hope. He did not move away from pain really. He accepted what is in the situation and he moved forward. And his life has been a beautiful graph of mountains, the valley he went through, but now it's only the peaks that he's seeing. So this is one example of how when we look at the world in different perspectives, in different parlance, how it changes our life story completely. As I said, the framing effect, how you frame it in your mind. Check it. Are you taking vaccination out of fear? Are you doing everything out of fear of not getting coronavirus, or are you actually preparing your health? Obviously, you're going to take the vaccines, but also are you preparing your immunity towards a better life now, rather than only running away from one virus? This is one virus. There can be many in the future. What we need to now understand is that we need to prepare our bodies, our families, health, to face such situations and be prepared for it. So get the framing effect and know that all this pain and pleasure is nothing. It is just the situation and how you perceive the situation and how you frame it in your mind, right? So be appreciative and solution oriented. Each time when you find yourself complaining, stop and look at the solution. You will find one. Look at what you can appreciate in any situation, like Sam did. He lost his arms. Of course, he was vulnerable. Of course, he must have gone through the drama triangle of being the victim and of life, of destiny. But he moved out. He chose to be more assertive in life. He chose the solution path. So I'll skip this one. Now let's take the third point. Let's collaborate and adapt. This is really important. This is the third point, and this brings me to this beautiful slide. This is one of my favorite life positions that we take in life. There is less time, otherwise I would have gone for a activity here. But look at your life and ask yourself where you are. You said you're okay. So I'm okay. I am okay, but you are not okay, right? There is one position which I'm okay and you are not okay. There's another life position which says, I am not okay and you're also not okay. The whole world is not okay. Okay. Then there is a position which says, I am not at all okay, but you are okay. One down position. You're always looking at others. They are all okay, but I am not okay. Something is always wrong with me. Something is not right. And then there is a healthy life position which says, I am okay and so are you. This is from Eric Burns' book, I'm Okay, You Are Okay. If you've not read it, get that book and read it. It's beautiful. It explains how we talk to our own self. and how we create our own hell or heaven, right? So it is so important to see what you're doing. Are you in the hopeless position of I'm not okay, you're not okay? This is terrible, we'll never make it. Are you in the one-up position where you're always okay, but the other person is never okay? So you're not doing that right. Let me show you. All the time you want to show people how to do it, rather than giving them the benefit, giving them the advantage, appreciating them, and making them see the solution, making them learn how to fish rather than always giving the fish on their platter. So you got to see, as managers, as team leaders and team workers, where you are in this position, emotionally, what you're doing to the others. I'm not okay, you're okay. I wish I could do that as well as you do. It's good to appreciate, but it's not good to not assert your own position. You could rather say, oh, you do that very well. Why don't you teach me? Why don't I learn? Or, you can model the other person. If you like something, it is resonance. That means you have that quality in you. So if you like something in Rima, so probably you can take it from her rather than always, thinking about the other thing. So this is same goes for your team. Get into this position. Hey, we are making good progress now. I'm okay and you are okay and we are okay. And we're going to move forward from here. Right? Know that mess has an age until you dig out the message from it. So all mess that has come here with us, here we are, of course, we all are in mess. But it has an age. It's going to pass. And it will not pass for you until you've dug out the message it has loud and clear for you. You know what? In this pandemic, each person is getting a unique message for their own selves. It's not same for all. It's different for everyone. And if you just hear it in the moment, if you are in the moment, you will see that it is bringing in a message for you very loud and clear. And please hear it. Then the situation passes for you. You may see that in the world, it will take time to settle down, but you've settled down once you get your own message. So I want you to now do one little exercise. If you have a paper, please do it there, as it's personal. List out 3 complaints that you have in life right now, in work or in your personal life, and then turn it around and say what you prefer. Say, for example, I have a complaint, for example, I have a complaint that I'm not able to move out of the house too much because of the pandemic. So it's really hurting me. I'm a person who loves to be, out and out, I hardly used to stay home and blah, blah, blah. This is what our talk goes on, right? We go in the past and associate. And what do I do now? I would say I prefer that everybody is healthy and we're able to move out and we are all back to, a better life. So I prefer that. I haven't changed my complaint if you hear me, but I've changed the way I am putting it. So now I'm not talking about what I'm not happy with, but rather I am talking about what I prefer. Would somebody want to share if something is coming on top of your head, like what is there? Would somebody like to share how you are reframing? Anyone? Any complaint? Have you written complaints? If yes, then just put it in the chat that yes, you did write some complaints. Okay. So
your laptop is at 4% battery.
Yeah, I have started recharging it. Yes. So fine, then let me move forward. I hope you are with me. Let me move forward here. Now find the hidden intent and desire within your complaint. And when you put it as preference, you will be able to see what really is your intention here. What really is your intention? Right? And then rephrase the complaint to an action statement in an affirmative way. So for example, if I give you my example that I said, I would rather, I don't like staying home and stuff like that. So what would I say? I would say that I prefer going out, being, out there under the sky, really feeling the nature, and, not being in this concrete all the time. And if this is what I say, then what would I say as a preference? I've said. Now, what is my intent? My intent is to feel free. The deep intent is to not feel, restrained in any which way. That's my desire. I want to be healthy. I don't want to fear. So I want to move towards a healthy lifestyle. I want to move, outside from my place. So now I will rephrase this complaint and action statement, and I will put it in an affirmative way, in the sense that I will give myself 3 actions that I can do right now. So what can I do? I can take care of my mental and physical health more now, so that I'm free faster. I can be out there. I can have that immunity. So I'm going to take care of everything that is needed for immunity. I'm going to not spread negativity around so that other people also heal faster. I'm going to pray, or I'm going to do whatever it is needed for the world to heal. I'm going to walk in the sunshine, maybe in the balcony or in the backyard of my building for 10 minutes every day, so that I feel that I have come out of my house and I don't feel restricted or restrained. This is how you frame your complaints. Now to preferences and to desires. So you don't stay with the complaint. You don't stay with the frustration. Don't accept it. Change it. And it's in the mind, only in the mind and your words. So when you change your words, your focus changes, your life changes, your emotions change, right? So this is what, write it down, convert it into a goal, a daily goal, right? For example, working out in the house, maybe for 15 minutes is my goal. Maybe walking and taking the calls while walking. So at least I'm walking every day is my goal. So make such goals which are achievable. And the 5th and the last one, time to build a character, and image will take care of itself. This is what we've learned in the pandemic situation really strongly, that we just need to work here in the inner energy, inner resources, and the outer will take care of itself. Are you not right now maybe attending this lecture in a track pant, or something that is not really what you thought was presentable enough? But we are all here with our minds and our hearts, and we are doing the best that we are here in this little window, and we are presenting ourselves. We are working more towards what is there inside of us. The companies are now looking more at the strength of people rather than their appearances. So appearances, the Dalai Lama was once asked, what is it that is, how can you move away from negativity? So you know what Dalai Lama said? He said, to move out of the negativity, all you got to do is stop looking at the appearances of what people are, saying, and what image is being shown to you. When you are not, hooked up, or, you're not consumed by the image of what is being shown to you, you will be able to move out of all the negative constraints of the mind. So this is a beautiful thing that today itself, I've shared that video on the Facebook of mine. It is like the Dalai Lama said, stop being in the appearances and start looking at what is real in the moment. And so be in the moment and work on your character. So this is a very beautiful share by Preeti Reddy of Apollo Hospitals. She is homebound, is in the lockdown. Of course, the cases have increased a lot. She is in the pharma line, as Mithu was talking about. And what she's done is that she started working towards, the extra time, or the Alpa Viram she used to, nurture her newer business pursuits, the ideas she always had, but she could never do anything about. She moved towards relaxation. She said that obviously she's a great traveler, but since now she's home, she's making good use and relaxing herself, being with the family. Old hobbies like photography had surfaced for her. She started learning technology, like I'm also learning right now with the teams and stuff. So it's exciting that when we give ourselves newer challenges, when we give ourselves newer things to do. I never cooked, now I'm cooking. So everything is changing for each one of us, right? And so resilience, is coming in. Uh, she is recognizing the sacrifices of frontline workers. So there's a lot of gratitude, and you see, gratitude can take you out of all negativity. The moment you get into the girth of negativity, find 3 reasons to be thankful for. Just 3 reasons, enough to take you out of it. Okay. The pandemic also caused a tremendous economic upheaval, she says, and at times the pressure has been daunting. Yet it is important for all in a leadership position to be calm, remain optimistic, and explore ways to find new opportunities, to assist and offer solutions. And with this, message, I would say that what is your joy quotient? It is your emotional quotient plus your physical quotient plus your intelligent quotient and your social quotient. So it is not one thing alone that will bring joy. This pandemic has taught us that we need to be physically well and fit. We need to be emotionally taken care of. Nobody else would do that. You have to do it for yourself. We need to work on our intellect by sharpening the saw, as we said. This is a preparation time. And we need to work on the social aspects too, by not getting lost in appearances, but really developing the character. Right? So that is what is the 5th point and the last point. And let's look at this video and see how we are going to shape our new reality from here on. Please let me know if you can hear the sound of it. Yeah. Oops.
We are not able to hear the sound.
Okay. So here I am again challenged. Let me know, Biru, how can we?
So you should be able to, I don't know.
Yeah. Device settings. Let me. Okay, but my okay, let me just, there's only music, so just watch the video. I think that'll.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah.
That should be good.
Okay. Let's reflect now. Um, so what did you see, what would you take away from this video? I'm sorry that you could not hear the sound. It was so beautiful, but you could not hear. I'll share the video with you guys. But what exactly did you see and take away, if I would say, from here? What is the reflection? Let's reflect on whatever we heard, we just shared. So what do you think is to be taken away? Anyone? How about Rima? Why don't you share?
Uh, I'm sorry, I was not able to see a lot of it because I was trying to do something fixing here on the screen.
I know this.
But
Yeah.
I believe it is. It said something about painting a bold picture of what you want the most, and how you would. I mean, be conscious of where is it that you want to display it. I mean,
Right.
your inside yourself and inside your heart is the place you want it to be. I hope. I mean, that's the
Yes,
message.
I think one.
Yeah.
Whatever brief you said, you're right. So this whole thing was like, that you have, this is your life, it's of your choosing, and you're making, your canvas is with you, your colors are with you. So you got the choice, you got to accept, you got to choose, and you got to take action. So act, right? Just act and make the masterpiece of your own life. Make sure that it's so brilliant and so bright that even if it's the last day of our lives, we've done justice with it, right? With whatever gift of life we've been given. So let's make our life our masterpiece. Let's choose, let's accept, and let's take action rather than sitting and brooding over it. So, gift of life, let's live it the most. Seek within, answers are all inside, nowhere outside, right? So, you got to be more with yourself and seek and start scripting your life. Okay, so what's your story after the comma is what you got to write and for yourself. So this is kind of what I'm leaving you with. This is up to you how you script it. What is your attitude towards life? How much are you gonna be in the drama triangle? Whether you choose to be in the winning triangle and accept your emotions, be with them in the same room, but let them not consume you. And because you're bigger than any emotion that you see around and you feel. So life is of your choosing. Let's write a very good story of ourselves after the comma. All the best, people, and over to you, Abhiru.
Hey, thank you so much. Would love to hear some feedback or any sharing, like sort of Sabasati, Mutu, Soha. What do you think about this 1.5 hour session? How are you? What do you think about it? Keep up, Joe. Whatever you can share something.
Yeah, so I
Hello,
would like to share that, Yeah,
please.
Abhiru, can you hear? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
so this
please.
session, Srija, was amazing. And to be honest, I was not going to attend. But Rima ma'am told me that, you should attend it. Please try not to skip it. So it has been amazing. It has been really great to have you on board. And it's it's got a lot of positivity. Like you asked during the exercise, like, what do you feel after calming yourself down? The anxiety level, actually, that emotion, it just went from 100 to 0. So it was that good. So
Thank you.
yeah, uh, probably this is what was needed. Uh, we had this in our subconscious mind. You brought it out, and probably now we can think more over it and have more acceptance to it.
Thank you.
So it was really great, and thank you so much for taking out time and giving us this understanding.
Thanks, Rujita. You said it so right. I mean, acceptance is the word. Wonderful. Thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Saurabh, Soposachi, Manoj, Mithu, Sohag, Izaz, Polemy. Taking all the names.
Hi, ma'am.
I am too.
Yeah, ma'am. The session was, yeah, it was good, but I was feeling if this session was we can do in not in the online session, it would be more better than this.
No wonder. And we will be there in that space soon. So let's make the most of this particular moment. You're right that nothing can beat a physical setting.
Yeah, that is what I felt in the entire session. If we could meet physically, then it would be more. We could be more relaxed, and so session means whatever because a person's work and all her or his attire affects us in every way. So I was missing that only.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was very good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we have our limitations in online, but then as Shrija said, the story after the comma.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, right. Right, I think thank you, Srija. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and I hope the people who have attended would get something out of it, some takeaway. Whatever session we attend, we always take. So thank you so much for taking out your time. Any words from Pranav and Rima? If you can wind it up in quick couple of lines, and then we can say goodbye. Are they there?
Rima, you want to go ahead? Yeah. I think Rima was waiting for me and I was waiting for her.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, goes without saying that thank you so much. Um, at some level, we were all, more just looking forward that what it will be, and I'm so glad that it has turned out so positive and people have found it helpful. Thank you for taking out the time. Thank you for, making our team, feel one and together. And thanks for, that small exercise where, so these are things I think uh, all of us probably would have read or seen somewhere, but only when we experience we understand that it's a matter of these few minutes doing this small meditation, and it is possible, and that we can do it. And but everybody needs to learn it sometime, and I'm glad that our team could learn it today. I hope some of them or all of them will be able to, practice it on a daily basis. At least I'm sure it will help them when, things get too overwhelming for them. And this also gives all of us a hope that, there's always these kind of platforms where people like you are available to talk and guide us in difficult times. So thank you so much. Thank you, Abhirubda, for initiating this and organizing this. Thank you. And thanks to the whole team for participating. I'm so happy that everybody turned up, and I hope you found it useful too.
Yes, indeed, it was so wonderful to be with you guys. And it was like a blind date I was going on, and it turned out well. Thank you, Abhiru.
So nice messages coming from Manoj, Sohag. Thank you all of you. Thank you so much, and thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure we would meet someday on an offline session too.
Absolutely, always.
Right.
Thanks,
I mean,
Pranav.
Shrija
Thanks,
is
Rima. Thanks,
amazing
Abhiru.
offline. Shrija is amazing offline. We love to have her someday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you guys. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Sabyasachi. Thank you, Pinky, Sudeep, Ijaz, Sohag, Manoj. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Pranav, you would like to add few lines?
I mean, it was a great session. Thanks, Shrija. And I would just tell the team, don't worry. We are just towards the end. Okay, just a matter of some more time. So any of you feel bad or feel down, you can. I mean, not related to work. Okay, just in life. Me, Rima, Abhirubda, all of us are always available. Just give us a call. Once in a while, we may not be taking the call because we are busy. Then send a WhatsApp. Sir, I want to talk. Just give me a call back. Okay, just do that and we'll call back. Don't worry about things in life.
Beautiful.
It's just a phase. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Wonderful team and wonderful team leaders, I must say.
Thank you. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
see you guys. Bye.
Bye, bye,
Thank you.
bye,
Thank you
bye.
so
Take
much.
care. Have a
Thank
great
you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.